It's still Sunday, November 14th. I just got home. It's 5 o'clock exactly. So I just got back from that market, that flea market, which I really just, what did I do? The Inner Sunset Flea Market, on the corner of, what is it, 10th and Irving? So apparently it's in the, so it's past UC San Francisco. And in the inner Sunset section district. And you know, it only took an hour and 22 minutes to get there. It was a wonderful walk. And then I realized that it actually, I walked to the Golden Gate Park. And I always wondered, would I be able to make it? Would I be able to make it without tiring myself out? So yeah, I did. You know, I don't even know how many miles that is. Okay, so it's 3.7 miles one way. So I did a total of 7 miles today walking. And so it was really cool because I got to go through the Castro district, Corona Heights, or Dolores Heights, I guess it's what it's called. And then I walked through Castro. Let's see. Haight-Ashbury, just on the outskirts. So it was really cool to kind of get a feel for that community, those communities. And you know, just get a feel for it. And now I know I can walk all the way to Golden Gate Park if I wanted to, right? And it was so cool. So I got to the flea market. It was really small. I didn't even really go in. I just kind of stayed on the outside. And I just was watching. And I mean, they were selling some markers for like 50 cents. But I was just like, oh, I didn't really take money to purchase anything. I was actually just wanting to walk there and then walk back because I think I just wanted to walk. And then when I realized how small it was, I was like, well, let me just go to the park. So I went to the park, and I'm so glad I did because then they had like this art gallery right around the Shakespeare theater place, and they had an art gallery around the fountain. So it was so wonderful. And I talked to some of the artists, and then I decided to walk back a different route, but still slightly different, just along the edge of the park. So I actually walked the other end of the park because I hadn't done that. So that was nice. And then, but the funny thing is, so on the way back, I was reflecting on the video. So the video that I posted, or that is going to post for tomorrow morning, happens to be the one. And I'm laughing because I'm just like, no, it can't be. It happens to be the one. Let me see. Oh my gosh, it's just funny. It's chapter 29, episode 5, reaching out about spiritual gifts. And I'm talking about the video that Christina Lopes posted like 2 months ago on psychic abilities and 7 mind-blowing psychic abilities and how to develop them. So I hadn't prepared the write-up for that one. I haven't prepared the ones for the next few weeks. So I did that today before I left. And I was listening to the video again, you know, because again, there's always this element of like this posting and then something happening in my real time that is like connecting, right? So she's talking about the different abilities, and so what I didn't share about yesterday was that there was a moment after work where I was just kind of feeling heavy, and I took a nap, about like a 45-minute nap. And this was already like at 4 or 5. I think it was 5. Yeah, 5, because I participated in a Buddhist virtual tour that Gary sent me. And and Gary agreed to so that's the other thing. The video before that one where I was posting about asking for a mentor. So I had reached out to him just to let him know, like, hey, look at how funny this was, ha ha ha, right? That this cycle repeating, right? And so then he said he would offer me some mentoring in regards to like Buddhism. So I was like, this is all I want to know. And I mentioned that I had a dream about him. I told him I had a dream about him. But anyways, and so that was yesterday. Yeah, because that other video posted 2 days ago. So so he sends me this link for this Tibetan Buddhism art gallery virtual tour at the Asian Art Museum. And it happened to coincide right as soon as I was done with my last client. So I was like, yes, I'm gonna, it was only like $5. And it was great. And there was a great Q&A afterwards with the curator, and I learned a lot. Which reminds me, I need to reach out to him to let him know that I did do that. But right after that, like, I was just kind of feeling really heavy, and so I decided to take a nap. and so there was a part of I was awake, and I don't, and I know I felt it, and I was like, oh, this is trippy, but I didn't think anything of it in the sense of just like what it could have been. I had never experienced something like that before, but I didn't think anything of it, right? Until I was walking back, reflecting on the video that I watched again, and then reflecting on my dream where I'm like floating with these animals and these people on these like platforms that are like kind of like lifting up from Earth almost, and then going to that other weird planet with water. And so I was reflecting on that, wondering, I'm like, that's so weird. Like, I've never had a dream like that before either. And then even trying to think of like all the sci-fi movies, right? But then I remembered that feeling that I had yesterday. And then reflecting on some of her words on AstroTravel, where she said that some people, that all of us do it when we're asleep, right? So there's that element that we all do it when we're asleep, but that some of us are able to do it consciously, like awake. So then I was just like, whoa, like it was like putting the puzzle pieces together. Like that's how it was. I was like walking home, and then I just started laughing because I'm just like, no, it can't be. So let me explain my experience. I was laying on my side trying to like go to sleep, and I feel like there's this almost like I feel myself coming out of myself. Like it was the weird, and it's a different experience. You know how when you have that experience where you're like falling asleep, but then you feel like you're falling? It's not like that, because I've had that experience before. No, this one was different, where I felt this pulling outside of my body, and I could almost see the back of myself, literally, like, and so I was just, because I was on my side, and I felt the pull, like I was pulling myself out almost, but I was still awake, which is the weirdest thing. And I remember it startled me a little bit because it was a different feeling. And then I remember I opened my eyes, I was like, oh, that was an interesting feeling. And then I tried going back to sleep, and then, and I remember even thinking about it, like, can I do it again? Because I'm like, that was a weird feeling. Can I do it again? But I couldn't, and so I just ended up taking a nap. But a second nap, really, because I took a nap, or like I slept a lot yesterday. A lot of most of my morning, all three of my clients canceled in the morning, so I ended up taking a midday nap, and then I took another nap at 4. So I remember that feeling. I was like, whoa, that was weird. Okay. But again, it's just like thinking, maybe it's because I'm really exhausted. My eyes been twitching. So I was like, it could be, whatever. But when I was listening to the video, again, I was like, no way. No, it can't be AstroTravel. Can I do that? I'm like, really? Like, wow, that's so cool. If that's what that is, right? So anyways, like that. So yeah, that was just funny. I was laughing all the way home. I was just like laughing to myself, really, right? And just like, no, that's so crazy. That's so bizarre. But now I'm curious if I can do it again, right? But yeah, like that dream. Just thinking about that dream too. I was just like, is that me astral traveling? I don't even know. I mean, aside from knowing that it's this out of body travel experience, I don't even know where I'm at. so I thought that was cool. That realization, if that's what that is. And so I'm gonna listen to that video again, and then kind of maybe look into that a little bit more, because she said like that we can strengthen that with meditation. Maybe I'll meditate right now to see if I can do that. But yeah, so that was fun. I liked going through the different communities and just kind of seeing the buildings and the shops, and I love it here. And I talked to my sister before I left, and she's just like, what did she say to me? She's like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. And then we were just talking, and then she's like, so when are you coming back? And I'm like, no, she said, are you trying to do like what one of our aunts did, and move away from everybody? And I was just like, no, like and I told her, I said, I moved to where I was pulled to, and then I'm like, I'm not, I mean, there's purpose, right, in me leaving home to go home, to be home, right? Because, and I was trying to explain to her, I was just like, I got the pull to go, and that's where I'm gonna go. She's like, are you gonna keep moving away? I said, I don't know. I said, all I know is that I'm here for a year, because that's what I signed for the lease. And then she's like, what about after that? And I was just like, if I get the pull somewhere else, then that's where I'm gonna go. But for now, this is where I'm at. And then I said, and to be honest, I really love it here. Like, I really love it here. And so she was sad, and then she's just like, what do I need to do to get you back? And I'm just like, I'm sorry. No. And then she's like, if you had a kid, would you still be doing that? I said, I don't know. And so yeah, we started about talking about other stuff. And but anyways, so that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, so I'm gonna eat something. I'm going to finish some work and these videos. And you know what, I was actually looking for pictures, because it's my aunt and my uncle's birthday, and their 80th and 90th, not 90th, it's 80th and 70th birthday, because they're 10 years apart. And I'm not gonna go, but I sent them, like, I recorded myself a video message for them, because it's a surprise birthday party in Tijuana. And how did I say that? Oh, because I was looking at pictures, And then I came across the ones where, like, during the time that I was lifting weights, I was like, oh, I missed that. And then I know I've been walking a lot, but I think I'm going to get myself in that new routine, especially with it getting colder and the the daylight kind of being short, like shorter days, to get into the routine of waking up and doing my T25 here, and tightening these cheeks, both sides, both cheeks, both sets of cheeks, and just working out again, feeling good about that. As much as I love my walks, but I really want to get into shape again, and so that was fun. And I might have dinner with my cousin this week. There's so much going on this week. But alright, that's it for now. The other thing that I wanted to mention briefly was when she talks about precognition, like foretelling the future. So I was like, ooh, okay, because that's like the dreams that I'm having, right? So now I like the reinforcement that she said about, like, to take it as a grain of salt, because it could shift depending on the energy, right? So even though I have these dreams, it could totally shift depending on if it like the dream about my ex, and that I saw him, and he found his passion and married himself, in essence, right? Like this union of self. But it's also dependent on him, right? And I wonder if that dream came up because, so I saw something in a magazine about woodworking, this architect that ended up, he's a graduate student or UC alumni and alumnus, and he became a woodworker. He left the architectural type of work. Well, I mean, he incorporated it into his woodworking, but it just reminded me of when you have a gift, you have a gift. And my ex is like amazing when it comes to woodworking. I mean, he has a gift. And I pulled that out of the magazine, and I was going to send it to him with an apology letter and just, encouraging him to not view, my choices and our situation as something that will define him, but rather something that can transform him, and that I hope he learns the lessons from it, and and that he not give up, right? And I thought about that yesterday when I saw that, and I was like, I'm gonna send him a letter. And then I had the dream, and I have the letter ready, and so I'm hoping that dream was a precognition, if you will, but then because it involves him, right? It's dependent on him and his choices, and his choices. So I mean, so then now it's making me wonder about the other dreams that I have, and because I mean, it's happened where certain images that I have, right, unfold, and then I wonder, like, how many of these dreams, because I've been having so many, like, how many will actually unfold, how many will actually unfold? Well, I mean, I guess I'll keep you guys posted because I'm recording and I'm posting the video, so clearly I'll be like, yeah, that one turned out, or no, that one didn't. So, we'll see. But I just wanted to add that really quick because I forgot to address it. So, alright. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and